Welcome into a beautiful afternoon at Washington Wellness Park, home of the Washington Demons. And Washington Demons girls soccer tonight finally matching up against the Fort Madison Bloodhounds at home. This is the Fairway Meat and Grocery pregame show. The Demons, like I mentioned, taking on Fort Madison here today. It's a rescheduled game from a couple of weeks ago. My name is Jack Knowlton. I'll be taking you guys through this game. A good one in SEC play. As we get near the end of the season, Washington with 2 more home games following this one. The Demons getting set to take the field against a very good Fort Madison team in front of them. And a game that, well, it just happened 24 hours ago at Fort Madison. The Bloodhounds and Demons took each other on. I mentioned this one is a reschedule. So 2 games happening back-to-back. A unique situation for Coach Kerry Birkin of Fort Madison and Coach Mason Quigley of Washington, and it was for all Fort Madison in the first one. Won 9-1. This Fort Madison team, a very dangerous outfit. 56 goals on the year coming in. That is the best mark in the SEC. Washington, a 1-6 mark when surrendering a goal. So going to have to try and have a better performance here this afternoon. Beautiful day forward as we take a quick gander at the starting lineups. Had a few late changes here from the projected lineup coming in, including in net. It will be Kate Flannery starting. Played half of Washington's last home game against Fairfield. Allie Medley out for this one, the usual starter. In defense, Alexis Ahn taking the place of Ellie Farmer on the right side of defense. And up front, Nellie Cuevas rewarded for scoring in her match, or her first goal of the season against Fairfield, starting up front. It is Washington getting things underway. We'll have more on some of the Fairfield standouts as well as the match goes on. But like I said, a quick turnaround between these two teams playing just 24 hours ago. So we'll see what changes one can make. You don't often see back-to-back games in soccer, more of a baseball-softball situation, but nevertheless, Fairfield obviously will look to replicate their result. Fort Madison, will look to replicate their result from Thursday night. Washington hoping to reverse it at home. Fairfield playing out wide here. Fort Madison playing out wide. Chance to cross. Swung in low on Amata. Scored herself 2 games ago on a penalty. One of just 2 players in the SEC to convert a penalty this season. Fort Madison, for all the scoring they've been able to do, are actually 0 for 4 on penalty kicks on the year as a team. But a chance to score one in live action here. Ball snuck through and it'll trickle out for a goal kick for Flannery. Goal kick short. Washington stuff to get it out of their defensive third here. Before Madison winning possession back. Cross comes in, headed away by Mata. Chance to repossess. Ball still in the box. Washington able to deal with it that time. You can see that early Fort Madison attack. Can Washington try and hit them on the counter? Here's Nellie Cuevas Cruz getting the start. We've seen Aime Rangel play kind of on that right side of the 4-2-3-1 formation for Washington. Ashley Ramirez will likely feature there as well. But it's Cuevas getting the start. They're in here on the left wing for Madison. Trying to possess it here. We saw a couple of early crosses. There's another one. It's over the head of Mata. For Madison, another chance to cross. Driven low again, flicked away. Izzy Murphy back there. Where's the captain's armband for Washington, along with Mata in that heart of defense. Two very solid center backs for Washington. For Madison. Back in possession. Trying to control it down this left channel. I mentioned the Bloodhounds coming in 9-1-2 on the season, 6-1-1 in SEC play. They're trailing only Burlington in the standings. Still technically a chance for them to catch the Greyhounds, but Burlington has 2 matchups left against Keokuk and Fairfield, the 2 lowest ranked teams in the table, so chance for them to potentially seal a conference title in the regular season. Washington trying to possess and bring it forward for their first true chance of the game. We saw some early crosses for Fort Madison. They get forward again here. It's Raylan Turnbull up the left wing. Turnbull, a sophomore, started every single game for this very talented Fort Madison team. I mentioned the goal scoring prowess for them, and you can see it early. They commit a lot of numbers up front. That one's flicked away, though. One back. Tegan Sanad, who is the leading scorer in the SEC. She will certainly be a point of emphasis, as Washington found out just 24 hours ago. She scored 5 of those 9 Bloodhounds goals. And that one was handled, so it'll be a free kick in a semi-dangerous position here. Chance to cross this. Instead, it's a hit toward net. Takes a deflection, and it's collected by Flannery. Those can sometimes be very risky. If Flannery had overcommitted toward where the ball was going, it can take a deflection, end up in the back of her net, but that one ended up somewhat softening the shot that came in from Hallie Menke. All out wide, recontrolled here. Brody out wide. Poked forward. Here's Jossie Carter. Won by Anderson in midfield. Washington just trying to build a little bit. Saw them do an excellent job in all phases of the game the last time they were at home, of course, against Fairfield earlier this week. Winning that one 4-1. And here's Maya Murphy trying to just sneak it forward. It's cleared away, but it falls to Murphy. But a bit of a miss hit there. Still in. Cuevas Cruz can get on this. Cuts it back. Cross comes in. Decent one intercepted, though, by Menke. Gets it immediately forward to Sanad, who can turn. Plays it here for Hadley Wolf. Wolf has Sanad. Takes a deflection. She's still got it, though. Wolf looking. Feeds it out wide. Good ball. Nice tackle by Anderson. Wolf recycles it for Menke. Turnbull. Wolf with it again. One back by Murphy. So play that one forward. Here's Carter. Carter trying to take on her defender. Wins Washington a throw near midfield. A decent start for Washington defensively. Obviously, so many players on this Fort Madison team to be aware of in attack. So it'll have to be Murphy and Mata back there organizing things. Peggy Miller at that left back position has been a consistent starter. Taken off of it here, though, by Sanad. She can get forward. Tries to slide it through, gets it back on a nice 1-2. Sanad, nice move there to get to the byline, drives it low, but it's behind the net. Tegan Sanad, as I mentioned, 25 goals. Number 1 in the SEC. She's the league's best goal scorer. Her and Wolf rank first and second in shots and shots on goal in this league. Both very, very strong in attack. For Madison, back on it here. Chance to cross. Played in for Sanad, and Flannery had to get back to it and scramble for the ball. She ends up with it. Nice goalkeeping there by Kate Flannery. Getting the start over Allie Medley, who isn't available for this match. Flannery played half of the matchup against Fort Madison, or Fairfield, excuse me, in goal. Medley went on the field for that second half, so not coming in cold. She's played before, obviously, at keeper as well as Carter. Bursting forward here, Jossie Carter. Taken off the ball that time by Bailey Vaughn in defense for Madison. Here's Cuevas Cruz now. Again, Vaughn comes crashing in, and ref giving a free kick to Washington. Thumb up there from Cuevas Cruz. It was a hard challenge. Some grit shown there for the Washington winger. Anderson lobs that forward, no one there. But it was tipped off of the hand of the Fort Madison goalkeeper, Ellie Hellman, so it'll be a corner here for Washington. And an early chance. Early chance for the Demons. Anderson trots over to take it. Anderson, 6 goals, only has 1 assist on the year, but leads this team in points as an excellent creator, kind of from the heart of midfield for Washington, and the set piece specialist as well. Good corner. Taken down in the box, but deflected last off of Washington. It'll be a goal kick for Fort Madison. Chance for Fort Madison to get forward here. Washington trying to get its shape defensively. Recycled for Menke. Here's Wolf. Has some options. Plays it forward. It's a good ball. Bit of miscommunication there, though. Still on it here is Fort Madison, and the shot scuffed by Emma Sanad. Playing in her 9th game. She will take a seat after missing that shot. Goal kick toward for Washington. Well played forward. Here's Kara Lake. Talented forward, midfielder as well. Carter wins that one back for Washington. She's dropped deep and played well here in these opening 10-plus minutes. But here's Wolf back on it for Fort Madison. Hadley Wolf with space. Takes the shot. It's too high. Hadley Wolf has had some space to operate in sort of that advanced midfielder position. Dangerous herself. She is number 1 in this conference in assists. 14 for her. Had a goal and 2 of them just 24 hours ago against Washington. So the Demons very familiar with her game. Can't give her too much space to operate with because she will carve that defense apart, as she's trying to do here. Ball slid in toward the left post. It'll be collected by Flannery. No trouble that time. Touchdown. Murphy challenging with it. So is Carter. Carter drags it forward. Aime Rangel out wide. Rangel, that's one back there. Adeline Cruz, sophomore defender, deals with that one. Cruz, her 11th start of the season. Made 15 last year as a freshman. Is already a trusted member of this Fort Madison defense. Carter wins that, finds the feet of Murphy. Plays it back. Zulia Aranda Terronez in midfield for Washington. Sanad now for Fort Madison. Looks up. Tries to take it around Cuevas Cruz. And does successfully. Still Sanad. Around another defender. Tegan Sanad. Looking for a cross. Peggy Miller trying to recover. Sanad goes past her again. Drives it low. And Flannery will get that one. Peggy Miller called into action early. That left back spot is dealing with Sanad, who's kind of drifting over to the right wing for Fort Madison. Bloodhounds trying to possess it, and Washington a much better start to this game than it was on Thursday against Fort Madison. Obviously a 9-1 defeat that night. It's an interesting dynamic for both these teams to see each other again so quickly. Obviously you play every team in this league twice, but usually never in such quick succession like this. So how will that maybe change things? Washington's shape hasn't changed from what they usually run so far, but they'll have to stay engaged for 80 minutes here if they want to steal a win from the second place team in the Southeast Conference. Anderson trying to win it back. Ball taken off her feet though. Chance to cross maybe here for Fort Madison, and that's good defending by Izzy Murphy. Miscue that time. Alexis On getting the start at right back. Ellie Farmer has played a lot of time there. But On has played in all of Washington's last 6 games. Been a lot more available and a more used option for Coach Mason Quigley in defense. Showed why that time. Called into action again here. Blocks an attempted early cross. Just clears that one up the field. And now Carter trying to run onto it on the right wing. It trails too far for her, though. A couple of subs here. On will come off, as will Nelly Cuevas. Ashley Ramirez, a usually used winger, in for her on that left-hand side of the Washington attack. Yeah, Jasmine Pascal, who also has played right back, started the Fairfield game for Washington. She's in for Alexis On. Throws it into Carter. Pascal trying to flick it through for Rangel. Another Washington throw. Another chance to advance into this final third here for the Demons. Taken out by Anderson. Murphy. Back for Anderson. Slides it through to Rangel, who tried to poke at it, but missed it that time. Cleared off the back foot of Kara Lake, and Carter can recycle it. Tried to find Murphy. Again, it's Carter. She lofts that one toward goal, but it's harmlessly out of play. Goal kick for the Bloodhounds. Ellie Hellman in goal for Fort Madison, so a change obviously for Washington and net. Hellman has been the consistent starter in between the posts for Fort Madison. All 12 games, 41 saves coming in to the season, or coming into the game, excuse me. That is good for 5th in the SEC. Throwing here for Miller. Tries to find Ashley Ramirez. Miller again, that's cut off. Sanad. Mata first to that one, and no counterattack opportunity there for Madison. Those kind of challenges early are going to be big just to allow Washington to sort of drop and get its shape defensively. Hadley Wolf, one of the captains for Fort Madison, back in. Ramirez challenging for that one, pokes it free from Menke. Another throw in. All flicked over. Mata brought down really well. Nice find for Ramirez. Challenged there by Menke. Washington not allowing Fort Madison to get out of danger super easily defensively, and now Carter can get back on it, rewarded for some good effort. Carter, nice move. Finds Torones. Ramirez, room to operate here. Finds Murphy. Tries to feed it for Carter. It's intercepted. Some good ideas there for Washington. Execution just not there to get a real sniff at goal. Now they have to watch Fort Madison come back the other way. Intercepted by Miller. Plays it up. Here's Ramirez. Ashley Ramirez, couple defenders around her. Tries to poke it through for Murphy. Cut off. But Ramirez right back on it. And again, defensively, you can see Washington just trying to put in some pressure. Not trying to let Fort Madison get a sort of clean foray into the final third, but that's sent through for Sanad. Tegan Sanad is on this. Challenged by Murphy. Cuts back and shoots. And it's blocked out, and it'll be the first corner of the game for the visiting Bloodhounds. That's the danger of Tegan Sanad. She can create angles. She can create angles from seemingly nothing there. Just took it with the outside of the foot to sort of roll it past Murphy, who challenged her well, but obviously that's a difficult shot from that angle. Flannery able to protect her near post. A corner nevertheless for the Bloodhounds, though. Ball lofted in toward the penalty spot. Flannery off her hands, still bouncing around and cleared away there. Anderson back there defending for Washington. Another chance to maybe cross. Murphy just boots that one clear. Fort Madison trying to reload. Menke. Really productive first 20 minutes. We're inside of that now. Just over 18 to play, in fact, in this first half. And I think you could be nothing but pleased from the effort so far if you're Mason Quigley for Washington. Chance to breathe a little bit here and advance their defensive line. Create their shape, but for Madison just trying to come right back down the left-hand side, but Pascal walls it off and wins a throw there. A couple more subs for the Demons. Anderson taking a break. Maya Broody back in. Broody winning it back. Involved quickly after coming back off the bench. Starts with Anderson kind of as those two holding midfielders for Washington. They have a lot of responsibility to both be connectors, but obviously do a lot of defending as well. A necessary task for them, especially today against this talented Fort Madison team. I mentioned their 56 goals on the year. 7 more than the next highest team in the SEC, which is Burlington. Cross finds no one that time. Mata can pick someone out potentially, but only plays it back to the Bloodhounds. Broody wins that one. Broody again just boots that one long, a chance to maybe step up for the Washington defense. Ramirez challenging at the back of Izzy Bene there. The ref giving a throw, didn't quite have the angle on that, who that last touched off of, but ref deeming it a Fort Madison throw. A couple more subs for the Bloodhounds set to come in. Mentioned last time these two teams played, it's been a much stronger game here for Washington. Fort Madison, 9 goals as a team. Tegan Sonata had 5 of those. Helly Menke scored twice, had 2 assists as well. So 2 key attackers that Washington has done a better job zeroing in on defensively here today. Again, just 24 hours since the last time these two teams met. Fort Madison back on it. Luna Cuevas over there defending. That one's booted forward by Pascal. Cuevas not getting, or got the start at right wing. Her and Nelly Cuevas occupying those spots, just sort of tucked behind slightly to Maya Murphy, who's at that central striker role. And then Washington deploys sort of 3 attacking midfielders, or mainly Jossie Carter, who sticks to the middle, and 2 sort of wingers that also can drop centrally and give Carter and Murphy some options. Here's Sanad, challenged well by Terronez. Still won back by Fort Madison. Ball down the wing, looking for Sanad. Mata's there and plays that one out. Will be a throw for Fort Madison. But again, Washington able to get its shape defensively, doing a really nice job here in the first half. Defending. Sanada's not had too many looks at goal. Won that one corner a couple of minutes ago, but has otherwise not had much of a clean angle. Washington will take shots from either side angle in the box all day long. It makes Flannery's job a lot easier when Sanada and others aren't shooting centrally toward her. Can't pick their spot as well, and question will become, can Washington generate maybe a counter? Here's Carter. Tries to slide in Luna Cuevas, leading assister on this team. She's 7th in the SEC with 5 total this season. Carter trying to switch the play for Ramirez. It's one out and some space here for Kara Lake. Her pass intercepted by Broody, though, who finds Carter, tries to turn. Taken off it. Back in midfield for the Bloodhounds. For Madison trying to possess, and when they've advanced past midfield, kind of just out of the center circle, they've had some space to work with. Hadley Wolf in particular has been able to pick her head up and turn and try and find a pass, but some of those passes haven't been super accurate, and Washington has defended really well in and around midfield and have put a little bit of pressure higher than you might expect for a team that struggled to defend this free-scoring Bloodhound side last game. They aren't sitting super deep. They're challenging those midfielders, not allowing them to pick their heads up and find an easy through ball. Next step is creating something in possession. Ball played off Cuevas. It'll be a Bloodhounds throw. 3 more subs in for Washington. Nelly Cuevas returns out wide. Anderson back in the central of midfield, and On takes back her spot at left back for the Demons. So 3 starters returning. With 11:30 to play here in this first half, tied at 0-0. No team's had a super clear-cut chance. 1 corner apiece so far. Anderson takes that one off Sanad well. Challenge from behind from Sanad, no call. Ball lofted forward toward Cuevas. First to at that time was Charlie Hubner. Starting at the left back role for Madison. 11 starts to her name. This season has only missed 1 match, Hubner. Now a chance to advance forward. Some space here for Wolf. Can this be the biggest threat of the game for Ford Madison? Played back out wide. Raylan Turnbull is out there. Want to throw. We'll see if Wolf potentially teeing up to go long into the box here. Has a couple players checking to her. Early cross comes in. It's a good one toward the back stick. Sanad is there, but can't quite reach it in time. And again, danger avoided for Washington, but that was a really good ball in from Hallie Menke. Menke wearing that captain's armband. Still just a junior, but started 14 games her sophomore year. 2 goals, 10 assists. She is tied for 2nd in the league in assists this season. You saw her passing ability on display there. That one was handled by Jossie Carter. Ref playing advantage for now. That, in the end, ultimately benefits Washington. A free kick probably would have helped Fort Madison better there, but Washington winning it back. Carter made a few good tackles. Been very physical early on, but obviously not at the point of fouling, which has been key for Washington, just defending the midfield area. And like Fort Madison midfielders pick their head. Trying to get things going early down this right channel for Fort Madison. Cuevas Cruz is there. Anderson is as well. On first to that one. Nods it. Brought down well by Cuevas Cruz. Back for On. Plays it forward. Here's Sanad. Turning again, trying to find a player in the middle, but she's been there all game long. Jossie Carter wins that one back for her side. Birdie picks her head up, finds Cuevas, Luna Cuevas. It's back in for Carter, and both teams just been kind of going back and forth in the midfield. No team's really been able to establish the center of the pitch as their own, and that's led to a stalemate as we are under 8 minutes to play in this first half. Jaime Rangel back in. Carter will take a break. So Rangel will take up that crucial sort of central attacking midfield spot. We'll see how much she drops back in defense as well, giving Carter a break for the first time this game. Or Madison cross comes in towards Sanad. Mata was there first and just boots that one clear. No messing around there for Anna Mata, and when you have a player like Sanad at your back, you don't mess around. Murphy clears that one. Be recycled, but intercepted by Rangel. Can Washington create something on the counter here? Maybe. Cut off instead. On gets to that one first. Poke back forward. On again, plays that ball into space. Vaughn will get there first for Fort Madison, but plays it out of play. Another chance to get forward. What's been a very compelling half of soccer here at Washington Wellness Park. Here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. Reminder, these two teams played 24 hours ago. Fort Madison won that game 9-1. It has been a very different story for both teams here. The Demons fighting really, really well. A chance to get forward. Free kick one here. Played toward the near post, and Hellman over there to collect. Didn't see what the foul was called on that time. But Anderson, a dangerous set piece specialist for Washington. That may be the way the Demons make something happen in attack today. But they've been defending very well, to their credit. That ball rolled forward. Brody wins a header. And again, a chance to get some numbers up here. One back by Fort Madison. Here's Wolf. Turns, but Rangel and Anderson both working together. You can see Rangel dropping from that advanced position. It's 2-on-1 a lot of the times in favor of the Demons. Kind of in that midfield channel, just trying to, as Fort Madison tries to bring the ball forward. The attacking mids for Washington have dropped back smartly, doing some extra defensive work to not let anything easy happen for the top scoring side in the Southeast Conference. Nonetheless, here's Schulte. Fort Madison's not going to go down easy. Let's play it out wide to Emma Sanad. Back in. Mata first to that one, and a chance for Cuevas Cruz to run a little bit. Tries to poke it for Rangel. She gets on it, plays it wide, Luna Cuevas. Cuts it back, still with it here. Plays it forward, and Brody can run onto this. Maya Brody gets into the box, cuts it back, but in the end, no trouble for Fort Madison, but a promising attack forward for Washington. Under 5 to play in this first half. That ball won back by Cuevas. It was poorly executed possession there in the defensive third for Fort Madison, but they get away with it. Murphy boots that one clear. Chance again to sort of reset defensively, Washington. Here's Schulte for Fort Madison. Played forward. Mata again, just clearing the danger with no intention of keeping that in play, and it's a sound strategy. Does keep that one in play, though. Nice clearance for Madison, trying to recycle. It's one back by Anderson, though. Can Washington counter again this time? Anderson cuts it back. It's a good through ball, but Fort Madison will get to that first. Nice idea there by Angeline Anderson. Throw for the Bloodhounds. You can just feel as the scoreline stays where it is. Washington just sort of seeming to get more and more energy from it. Whereas Fort Madison maybe feeling a bit shell-shocked by a Washington team that has come ready to play. Flicks that one out for a throw. All played back in the middle. Risky one there, allows Wolf to get on it. Wolf trying to create, plays it forward, looking for Emma Sanad. Challenging with her, and a good tackle there. She'll just boot it clear. Cuevas Cruz can get to this first. One back by Fort Madison. Quickly, though, nice run here by Bailey Vaughn. That ball going to be too strong, though, for Sanad. It'll be a goal kick. Actually stayed in, played off the corner flag, still in here. And in the end, finally cleared up for a throw by Mata. That's what you get sometimes with a bit longer grass. The ball can hold up. It went off the corner flag. That always stays in play. That ball flicks out of play. It'll be a corner, second of the game for Fort Madison. And with less than 2 minutes to play, this would be a real boost for Fort Madison, that has been challenged really well in this first half by Washington. Would certainly be a blow for the Demons to concede now. Just trying to get to halftime. Knotted up at 0-0 still. What can Menke make of this corner? Outswinger. Lofts it toward the back post. Bloodhound there first, flick back in. Able to be cleared, though, again for Washington. Kara Lake couldn't quite get a clean touch on it and fire a shot off. Still not all the way over here, the danger for Washington. Mankey, she can cross this. Does well. Caught off by Cuevas, who just clears it. Murphy can't quite collect it, though, and Vaughn, again, making a nice run forward here. Vaughn tried to play Sonata in a bit of a miscommunication that time. Mankey. Wolf. Turns, Mata still on it, Wolf. It's a shot, comes in. Flannery just tips that one past her post. And another corner for Fort Madison, generating some real dangerous chances. Hadley Wolf somehow stayed with that. The ball clattered off of Anna Mata and just fell right back at her feet. Got a good shot off. With 30 seconds left, this would be quite a time to score for Fort Madison. Corner again, lofted in. It's another good one, headed away by Mata. Nelly Cuevas trying to get on this with 10 seconds left. That's likely the last action of the first half, though. Mata gets to it. Rangel, and that will do it for half number one, but a different story here in the first half as the ref blows up for halftime. Mata was all the way up from defense trying to take it forward, but a different story here in the first half than it was 24 hours ago. We are tied at 0-0. We'll kick it to a quick break before coming back for the halftime show here between Washington and Fort Madison on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
My name is Levi Lyle. I have lived in Kyoto my entire life, but I've been an organic farmer for about a decade. Truly, the reason to do business locally is because of the joy and fulfillment that comes in relationships. Coming to Professional Proteins is an opportunity to work with good people.
Kick it with Fairway all soccer season long with all the spring deals and variety you're looking for. Stay in the game with all the fresh deals and snacks to fuel your championship season. Make Fairway your home field advantage. Here at The Morning Breath, we start every morning with style and grace. Engaging you with thoughtful and critically thinking topics to start your day.
Did you know that Pop-Tarts are like horrible for you?
While always maintaining a professional and family-friendly environment.
John, you're no longer a virgin.
Oh, and all the other stuff.
Flowers. Yes. We talk on all over the world. There's another word for that, Peter. What do we call that? Cold.
It is cold. It's going to get
Weekdays at 7:15, only on the Southeast Iowa Video Network Facebook and YouTube page. Check out Community Profiles every Thursday, where our host, Greta Clemens, talks with people from around Washington about their stories and highlighting upcoming events. Make sure to tune in to Community Profiles every Thursday at 10 on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Breaking news.
Are you looking for a sports show with intensity?
And we'll see you in court, Mark Cuban, you broke bum.
Are you looking for a sports show with passion?
Moment of silence for the name Wells Fargo Arena.
And are you looking for a sports show with whatever this is?
And today we are counting down Justin Bieber's top 10 girlfriends. That's right.
Make sure to check out Andy and Hunter every Thursday on Prep Sports Plus, breaking down all the high school sports from across the Southeast Iowa region, talking about all your favorite schools such as Washington, Mount Pleasant, Fairfield, Waco, Winfield Mount Union, Pekin, and so much more. Make sure to check out Prep Sports Plus every Thursday at noon on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you with a flexible financing you need to install that all-season room or remodel your kitchen with a home equity line of credit. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Hey, this is Matthew Roeder, owner of Roeder Epoxy. I'm excited for the opportunity to help you turn your ordinary floors into extraordinary floors. Garages, basements, patios, offices, I'm ready to go to work for you. Roeder Epoxy and online at roederepoxy.com.
Hills Bank is a bank of people
who are willing to go the extra mile.
We find sincere ways to connect with those we serve.
Hills Bank is banking on human connections.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation, Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Welcome back to Washington Wellness Park, where we have a ball game here as we take you into the Roeder Epoxy halftime show. Jack Knowlton alongside my gracious producer, Peter Camp, and it is all square at halftime. 0-0 between Washington and Fort Madison, so no goals to report, but a vastly different game on our hands than Washington saw just 24 hours ago when they played this Fort Madison team on the road. This game today, of course, a reschedule from a couple of weeks back, so you have the unique situation of two teams facing each other in back-to-back days, and they've shown they're familiar with each other, certainly through the first half. It was a battle, and Washington fought really, really well against a lethal Fort Madison attack, Fort Madison, first in the SEC in scoring 56 goals, but were not able to add to that tally. Washington coming into the game 1-6 in games where they concede, but they have not done that yet, and they are very much in this one. The battle for me, with nothing to report on the scoreline, for me was happening in the midfield. I thought Washington did an excellent job putting some pressure, but not overcommitting to try and really put Fort Madison's defense under the microscope. I thought they defended really well in midfield. Fort Madison, a couple of chances when they got forward to kind of look up and create some through balls, but those didn't really come off. Tegan Sanat, of course, the leading goal scorer in the SEC with 25 goals on the year, had one chance really in the first half where she kind of got to the byline, but the shot was at a tough angle. Kate Flannery, the backup goalie for Washington today, with Allie Medley out, made a nice save on it, able to protect her near post. But that's really all the major chances. 3 corners for Fort Madison, 1 for Washington. Angeline Anderson's had a nice game, as she usually does for the Demons. I think Jossie Carter has been really physical in the midfield as well. But that's where for me, the main battle is going to be won and lost. Can Washington continue to defend aggressively, but also create enough chances, particularly off the counter in the second half? I think if they can spring an attack forward or maybe take advantage of a set piece, a corner, a free kick, they had a couple in the first half as well. I really think they can have a chance in this game, but this feels like one with Fort Madison still very much alive in the race for the Southeast Conference title. This is a game where they're going to start to get a little bit more nervous, and Washington is going to get their energy up, get more into the game as the second half goes on. So if Washington can keep this at a 0-0 scoreline for as long as they can, I think they're going to start to really feed off of that. You're going to see the energy kind of build up in the second half at home. And can they pull off a massive win for their own postseason and end-of-season aspirations here for Coach Mason Quigley and recover in the best way from a 9-1 defeat? It would be quite the feat, and Washington, 40 minutes away from pulling it off. Can they do it? We'll kick it to another quick break here. This has been the Rotary Epoxy Halftime Report. We'll come back here for the second half in just a moment. Welcome back to Washington Wellness Park for the start of the second half. A 0-0 scoreline after 40 minutes between Washington and Fort Madison. The Bloodhounds took down Washington just 24 hours ago on their home field. It's been a very different story in the first half here tonight. And can Washington maybe get a goal against the second-place team in the SEC, a team that's taken just one loss in conference play? It'd be quite the feat for Washington. Had a really good first half. Let's see if they can build on it. They're back on it here with the kickoff. Here's Anderson trying to go immediately forward. Washington, of course, trying to bounce back from that loss. Did defeat Fairfield the last time they were at home, 4-1. Ball played forward here for Luna Cuevas, making the start on the right wing in the second half. It's towards Murphy, and she swung and missed there, but recovered by Angeline Anderson. So an early chance there for the Demons. Anderson for Maya Broody. Broody taking a peek, might take one on here, but harmless in the end. I mentioned that 4-1 Fairfield game. That is the only game Washington has won all season in which they have conceded. They are 1-6 in games where they allow a goal. Fans giving Broody some love for that attempt. Obviously, long-range shots, difficult to pull off, but Washington, those are the shots they have to take, really. When they get forward, any shooting opportunity you get, you take it at this point in the game with it still very, very much in the balance. And for Fort Madison, can they unlock the SEC's leading goal scorer, Tegan Sanad? It's more than just her, of course. She's back on it. Sanad rolls it forward for Emma Sanad. Cross blocked. Here's Tegan Sanad, tries to hit one. It's blocked quickly by Anna Mata, who has just been everywhere defensively. Nice move there, though, by Sanad. Crosses it in low. It's past one Washington player. It was Peggy Miller misfired on clearing that one, but the second defender there is Izzy Murphy, making sure it wasn't any trouble. Now Anderson holding off a defender, trying to switch it. But back in possession here. Hadley Wolf. Can she carry it forward? Tries to get it back from Raylan Turnbull. One back by Alexis On, who had the Sanad duties in the first half and is now guarding Turnbull over on the wing for Fort Madison. Nice move there by Wolf. She can drive into the box, crosses it low. No one there, though, for Fort Madison. Bloodhounds, you'd think an early blow could potentially be a fatal one, given the way they can score. Talked about it in the halftime show. The more Washington keep this at 0-0, the better you feel about them having the more energetic team going forward. This, was probably not the expected result coming in, considering just yesterday what Fort Madison managed to pull off, scoring 9. So, and now Wolf with some space. Wolf some space to take it on. Flannery's there, punches that one and can dive back on it. Kate Flannery. Wolf probably not the effort she wanted in the end. Hit that right down the middle, but obviously when it loops, Flannery staring into the sun as well, so any shots up in the air, you have the added defender, if you will, of looking into the sun to try and collect it. Flannery played it safe, not trying to catch it. You can obviously bobble it. That can be disastrous if it rolls into the path of a Fort Madison attacker. Didn't that time, though. And now Nelly Cuevas-Cruz scored her first goal of the season 2 games ago. Anderson holding off a defender, but 2 there for Fort Madison. But Anderson does win a free kick here. Molly Schulte came over to try and help, but fouled her. So chance to bring some numbers forward here for Washington. 2 good first attacks for both teams to start this second half. Anderson plays that one toward the box, only finds a Bloodhound defender, Bailey Vaughn, over there. We've seen Vaughn make some impressive runs forward up from defense for Fort Madison. Vaughn, a senior, does not have a goal, did score once and got an assist last year. So perhaps capable in attack. Here she is. Takes it around to Anderson, but a run too far that time. It goes out of play.
Mark tight. One of you.
That ball won back by Hallie Menke. You can see her there in the center of the pitch. Being that connector similar to Anderson for Washington, has to do a lot both offensively and defensively, dropping back. That's a good ball through, and this could be the first chance for Washington. The shot for Madison, the shot comes in, and it's, in the end, no trouble for Kate Flannery. Raylan Turnbull getting forward. Dangerous opportunity there for Fort Madison. Here's Turnbull on it again. Perhaps a bit of confidence after that early one. Wolf cuts inside. One back, though, by Washington. Immediately back to Wolf, though. Looks up, finds Turnbull. Left wing here. Back to Wolf. Tries to play the 1-2, but On can just boot that one clear. Chance to readjust a little bit here for the Demons. Raylan Turnbull, 3 goals on the year for her. Best chance of the second half so far for Fort Madison. She crosses this one in. Collected by Mata. Gets to it first, and that one hit over the crossbar. Mata clattering with Wolf at the same time, but out for a goal kick. Vaughn trying to chip it forward towards Sanad. Nice volley forward there by Tegan Sanad. Good footwork, but there's Anna Mata again. Really impressive play from Anna Mata there. Wins it back. Up from her center back spot. Has to sort of retake back her position. Anderson jockeying with Menke. Cut off by Broody. Menke again. Clips it forward. Mata there. Ball stays in play. It's sliced, and Mata just sends that one into the other field. Anna Mata, the definition of a no-nonsense defender. Sanad, can she create something for herself? Tries to skip past Peggy Miller. Tegan Sanad holds off Miller on the right-hand side, looking for some help. Instead, won by Anderson. Can Washington break the other way here? Anderson cuts back, looks for an option, switches the play toward Luna Cuevas. A little bit of space to operate. Cuevas takes it back toward the middle, needs an option. Tries to find Murphy. Miller. Out wide, here's Nelly Cuevas Cruz. That one, she sneaks past her defender. Cuevas Cruz driving forward. Cuts it back for Jesse Carter. Carter turns, finds Broody. Broody trying to keep the switch going. That one's intercepted though. But Carter immediately back on it. Carter turns, tries to chip it forward. Cuevas Cruz can run onto this. Cut off and out for a Washington throw here. This has been some of the better possession offensively for Washington I've seen in the last few games. Doing a really good job staying composed, trying to switch the play. Make the field as wide as they can. Create some of those channels for which to pass through and find the feet of some forwards. Not panicking when in possession either. Having a player like Anderson here is a good one to set the tone. But now it's for Madison. Can they attack? Wolf. Murphy gets to it first really well that time. Back in possession here is Sanad. Out wide, Emma Sanad. Back to Tegan. Tegan Sanad with some space to run here. Looking up for some options. Ball played through Murphy. Second bite at the apple, clears it, but only as far as Sanad. Cut off again by Broody. Out wide, Alexis on challenging with Wolf. Wolf spins, fires, and saved by Flannery. So Washington again avoids conceding a goal that time. Alexis on some good defending. Wolf a good turn. Credit to her to turn that into a shooting opportunity, but very difficult to spin your momentum and get a shot that's going to beat too many goalkeepers at that angle from that far away when you're not kind of running onto it. Hadley Wolf, one of the captains for Fort Madison. She's had some space near that top of the box to work with, but just hasn't been able to do too much with it. Anderson, some nice footwork here to keep it moving. It's a good ball forward. Jossie Carter jockeying that time with Adeline Cruz. Cruz wins that battle. But Wolf, it feels like that might be the best opportunity for Fort Madison, is if she can kind of get that turn and roll it through for a teammate or get more of a clean shot off. Washington has closed down the space decently well to prevent that. Here's Mata. Miller. Trying to play an early through ball. Cuevas Cruz now. Trying to drive down this left wing. One back by Vaughn. Vaughn trying to keep it in play, but out for a Washington throw. 3 subs in for both teams here. Jaime Rangel. Zulia Aranda Torronez in. Peggy Miller, Maya Broody both taking a seat for the hosts. Free kick one there for Washington. Nice effort there from Jasmine Pascal, the 3rd sub in for the Demons. Free kick from near midfield on the left-hand side. Let's see what Anderson can do with this one. Plays it short. Gets it back from Pascal. Now goes long. Vaughn first to it. Bailey Vaughn trying to advance forwards off a Demon last, so chance to get numbers up quickly here for Fort Madison. This is where Washington has to continue to stay disciplined. They've gotten their shape defensively really well, getting players back behind the ball. So a good example of what happens when you don't do that in the boys game last night when the Demon boys team played Fort Madison. It was a free kick that they just didn't get numbers back quick enough, and they played it quickly and got in for a goal in the second half there. That have to communicate well defensively for teams that try and get the play restarted quickly, whether it's off a throw or a free kick. Fort Madison wins a throw in the final third here. In for Wolf. Hadley Wolf cuts toward the top of the box, looks to shoot, and fires it wide. So another goal kick here. That's Tegan Sanad, who took a brief break, will come back in. She replaces the captain, Hallie Menke. So we'll see if Sanad takes up maybe a more deeper position. It's Fort Madison, led by Coach Kerry Burke, and maybe they try and switch some things up here, give Washington a different look defensively to deal with. It does look like Sanad's playing a little bit deeper. Rangel. Carter trying to bring it forward for the Demons. She has Luna Cuevas. She finds her. Luna Cuevas with some space. One appeal for offside. Ref keeps his flag down. Cuevas cuts it back. Luna Cuevas still with it here. Cuts it back again. Can she find a teammate? Fort Madison wins a throwback. Here's Wolf. Anderson, nice cut back again. Looking for options. Anderson possessing the ball really well in midfield. Just doesn't panic when two defenders come from behind to try and take it off her. She pulls it back. Keeps her composure. Carter jockeying there. Wins it back. Great effort by Jossie Carter. Danger still not clear. Carter again over there with Cuevas. Cuevas pokes that through. Torones finds Anderson with a little bit of space in midfield. Goes past one. Anderson shots on here. And long range one, no problem for Ellie Hillman. So still not a super dangerous look that time for Washington, but another really promising attack forward as we're inside 25 minutes to play here. Still 0-0. Who's going to be a hero here at Washington Wellness Park in the return leg, if you will, of the Fort Madison-Washington derby? Henderson, nice move there. Recovered well that time by Lake. Be a Demons throw. Excuse me, foul was given. So Lake deemed to have fouled Anderson, so a free kick here. This is a really good crossing position here for Washington. Anderson can deliver. 3 in the box, including Carter and Murphy. Anderson's free kick a little too short that time, though. Pascal, nice recovery to win it back. Challenged well, though, by Molly Schulte. Sanad. Still with it here. On, finds Luna Cuevas. Takes it down. Has Carter with her. Trying to go around her defender. Still Luna Cuevas. Nice move there. Miss hits the pass, though. Sanad back on it here. Luna Cuevas, really good defending here. Still Luna Cuevas, challenging. Can she get a shot off here? Fort Madison has to deal with it. Luna Cuevas, excellent effort there, and wins her side a corner. Second of the game for Washington. Luna Cuevas got the start, her 8th of the season. Her assist numbers, ref actually blowing up for a goal kick. Bit of confusion there for Madison trying to play the goal kick, but a few subs coming in. Cuevas will make way. Well-deserved break. Can't imagine she'll be out for too long. Really nice effort there to nearly win a cornerback for Washington. Still a goal kick for Fort Madison, but again, you have to love, if you're Mason Quigley, the effort from his team. Again, not only was the scoreline heavily in favor of Fort Madison, but just playing a game less than 24 hours ago. I mean, the recovery time on that, both teams' legs have to be a bit tired. Not necessarily adequate time to take off between games. But it's been Washington with all of the energy, which is only going to increase as long as Fort Madison can't find the back of the net. But here come the Bloodhounds. Here's Wolf. She's looked dangerous. One back by Anderson. She'll just boot it long. No one there for Washington, but chance to maybe step up here. Carter barreling down the Bloodhounds defenders. Poked out of play. Hubner playing that left back spot, taking the throw. She was the one dealing with Luna Cuevas when she was in, dealing with Ashley Ramirez now. Ball out for a throw. Wolf trying to turn. Menke. Wolf taken down. Ball's forward, though. Chance to advance here. Up the left wing. On challenging really well. That time with Brinley Dixon. Substitute winger for Fort Madison. Terronez on battling with Wolf. Carter back on it here. Can Carter bring it forward and find a teammate? That ball squeaks through to Aime Rangel. Battling with it, but fouled. Vaughn over there. Kara Lake winning the free kick back for Fort Madison. Halfway through this second half, still 0-0 between the Demons and Bloodhounds here in the Southeast Iowa Video Network. Both teams, decent amount of chances, but nothing too concrete in the second half so far. It's just been an absolute battle, particularly in the midfield. Neither team really gaining the edge they need. But a corner here, 4th of the game for Fort Madison. Can they take advantage? And it is the second leading assister, Hallie Menke, over there to take it. 10 on the year. She's got 10 goals as well. Outswinger. Clipped toward the penalty spot. Touched back toward Menke. She can reload. Sends it right back into the box, but right to Kate Flannery. Flannery sends that one long. It's over the head of Carter. She settles back under it, though. Carter, ball deflected, and it's looked like Washington doing a little bit more defending, trying to commit to maybe getting a chance off a counterattack for Madison with numbers forward here. And a handball there is going to give a free kick to the Bloodhounds. Another set piece. More defending to do for the Demons. Menke back over there to take it. We'll see if she opts to cross this one in. Menke's free kick is driven toward the goal, but over the crossbar. So Menke, that looked like an attempted shot, but no trouble for Flannery. Peggy Miller back in for Washington. Anna Mata's going to get a break. So is Jossie Carter. Maya Broody back in. Peggy Miller came in for Mata. We'll see if she takes her usual center back spot or maybe pushes Alexis on inside and sticks at that right back spot. Nevertheless, for both Mata and Carter, can't imagine it'll be long rests as Washington looks to mount a final push maybe in the final 15-10 minutes to steal what would be a huge win. Murphy trying to run onto this. Vaughn will get to it first. Has a lot of pace back there defensively for Fort Madison, Bailey Vaughn. But here's Carter, finds Cuevas. Ashley Ramirez has Maya Murphy in the box, but again, Vaughn over there to defend. Bailey Vaughn, the senior defender. She wins it back here. Kind of like Mata for Washington. It's just been all over the place for Fort Madison. Miller. It does look like Alexis Ahn has sort of slid into that center back spot along with Izzy Murphy. So some big minutes for her, having to defend with Mata out of the game for the time being. Here's Luna Cuevas. Got Miller with her. Ramirez plays it in for Broody. I'll cut off some space here now for Molly Schulte. Tegan Sanad up there as well. Peggy Miller plays it off Sanad. Washington throw. Sanad sort of back up at that advanced position, having to drop a little bit deeper than she probably would have liked to. Again, the leading goal scorer in the SEC hasn't had too many chances through the first 65 minutes here. Again, even if the scoreline does hold, this would be quite a result for Washington against one of the best teams in this league. Perhaps bodes and would bode very well for them heading into their final 2 games of the regular season next week. Ball played in toward the middle. Jaime Rangel is challenging there with Schulte. And Washington gets a throwback with Schulte having to make a difficult pass under pressure. Here's Broody. Nice move there to find Anderson, who can turn. Anderson looking up. It's poked away, though. Schulte. Chance to get forward now for Fort Madison. Alexis Ahn jockeying with it. It's won by Wolf. Wolf cuts it back. Good challenge by Murphy. It's still with it, though, for the Bloodhounds. The shot comes in. Flannery saves. Wolf is there, but Flannery dives on it. And Kate Flannery, every time she's been called upon today, has answered. Really nice goalkeeping there to stick with it. Wolf was crashing for that. Flannery going to allow Izzy Murphy to retie the laces after her initial challenge. Back underway. And for Madison back on it right away. That one's cut off by Broody, though, and Rangel now immediately finds Anderson. Anderson looking up, tries to play it back for Rangel. Vaughn is there, she stumbles. Rangel challenging with her. Vaughn and Rangel battle over there on the left wing, and a throw in for Washington. Ball knocked out of play there by Jasmine Pascal. Throw in, and Washington again have to make sure they have numbers back here defensively. Fort Madison trying to bring them forward. Emma Sanad. Early ball. On has to deal with this. It's deflected. A potential chance here for Fort Madison, and the shot sprayed over the crossbar. That was Alexis Ahn. She sort of mishandled it there, and ball ended up behind her. Hallie Mankey instinctive, running right back onto it, but the shot wayward. Under 15 minutes to go here. Short goal kick. Pascal has to deal with this, and does. Now Anderson, again with some space here. Couple of runners, Rangel making one, as is Maya Murphy, 2 up there. But Bailey Vaughn again back there for Fort Madison. Some good last-ditch defending from her, and cuts it back nicely there. Trying to restart the attack for the Bloodhounds. But again, it's Anderson. Broody, nice 1-2 with Anderson. Tries to slide it toward Murphy. Jostling with Vaughn, wins it off of her. Rangel, can she get across in here? Aime Rangel, ball mishit off of a Fort Madison defender, but can be collected by Ellie Hellman in goal. Might be worth mentioning at this point, Ellie Hellman has allowed just 5 goals this season. That is the fewest in SEC play. It has been precious for any team to score on her net, but can Washington do just that here in the closing stages of this game, while, of course, trying to keep their own clean sheet. Fort Madison coming back forward with it here. Turnbull out wide. Tegan Sanad. Been the hero so many times for Fort Madison, trying to do it again. Keep them in the title race for the Southeast Conference. Here's Ashley Ramirez. Back and forth there with Turnbull. Ball just played forward. Vaughn will collect it. You see with Chauncey Carter out, Anderson has played a little bit more advanced. You have Soli Aranda Torones kind of in that holding midfielder spot along with Broody. We'll see if Anderson drops back a little bit when Carter comes back into the game. And Anna Mata back in. Replaces Jasmine Pascal at that right back spot. Going to have Miller left back. Miller will go to the left back spot. Alexis On, who had to play center back with Mata out, will slide to right back, and the usual pairing for Washington back at center back. For the final 10 minutes here, ball into the box. Rangel can run onto this. Vaughn is there first and just gets the danger clear. Played forward. Fort Madison trying to counter here. Mata slipped but recovered. Danger not fully clear again, though, and Mata just hooks it over her head, back out for a throw, and Washington again a chance to take a breath, get their numbers back. Schulte working against Broody. Rangel emerges with it. Tries to skip around her defender. It'll go out for a Fort Madison throws. Again, 3 more subs set to come in for Washington, including Jossie Carter. Luna Cuevas as well as Nelly Cuevas, all 3 back in. Some great minutes from some of the substitutes there. Ashley Ramirez and Soli Aranda Torones making way, as well as Aime Rangel. So the starters all back in for Washington for a final push here. Still 0-0. What a game this has been between these two teams. Ball forward. Wolf has some space here. Wolf could potentially hit this. It is Wolf, and it's wide. And another chance goes awry for Hadley Wolf, one of the captains for this Fort Madison team. And for as good as Tegan Sanad has been all season, it has been Wolf who has had most of the good chances for Fort Madison. Mata going along with this goal kick. She actually initially played a little 1-2 with Flannery just back in her own net. Maya Murphy. Anderson bumped off the ball, but it'll roll out wide for Luna Cuevas. Cuts back. Has a couple options ahead of her. Cuevas tries to play it forward. Cuts that one off. Peggy Miller Had played really nice minutes at that left back position. She's been a consistent starter over there for Washington. Vaughn has been one of the best defenders, probably the best for Fort Madison. A lot of speed back there. Demons throw. 7:30 to play now in the second half. Cuevas Cruz rather, goes around one, tries to find Carter, kind of scooped that pass. Intercepted, and here's Wolf again. Sanad ahead of her. Instead rolls it out wide for Emma Sanad. Bursting down this left wing is Emma Sanad. She's got Teagan in the middle. Cross comes in. It rolls all the way across the face of goal, and Flannery again first to it. Kate Flannery trying to hold on to a clean sheet. As I mentioned, in for Allie Medley, the usual goalkeeper for Washington. Flannery's done an excellent job in her absence. This one's played forward. Carter trying to get to this. Vaughn will get there first. Cuevas and Carter both up there. Second ball, won well that time by Hubner. Here's Teagan Sanad. Tries to roll it back for Turnbull. Has some space down this left-hand side. Ryland Turnbull. One-on-one with Murphy. Cuts it back, gets to the byline. Ryland Turnbull slices it, tries to get it across goal, but goes harmlessly out for a goal kick. You've got Mason Quigley, the head coach for Washington, just yelling at his side to calm things down, take their time here, but going a bit early on that goal kick. It can be recycled by Fort Madison. One here by Schulte. Out wide. Ball played off of Miller, another corner, 5th of the game for Fort Madison. Looking for the 5th time to be the charm here for Hallie Menke. Washington has communicated defensively so well all game. Fort Madison looking for a set-piece stunner. Good corner. Mata first to it, though. Menke trying to recycle. Mata there again. Schulte back for Menke. That cross hit well, but too high for Sanad. Alexis on first to it. It's just going to boot it clear. Ball covered miscue though here, and Carter a potential chance to counter. Jossie Carter cuts it back, trying to carry it forward. Jossie Carter, she's got Cuevas to her right. Murphy to her left, all the way as Carter, the shot comes in. And in the end, deflected and collected by Hellman. Another attack here, and Anderson back on this for Washington. Angeline Anderson cuts it back, still with it, trying to go through a couple defenders and taken off the ball well by Schulte, who's burst forward, trying to get Fort Madison back up the other way. Menke, Teagan Sanad. Has one option in the middle, trying to go back down the wing now. Plays it forward, Alexis on. Off her foot, it'll go for Wolf. Hadley Wolf cuts it back. Looks up. Cuts it back toward the byline. Finds Sanad. Can Sanad cross this here? Teagan Sanad, great defending there by Izzy Murphy. Excuse me, Maya Broody back there, defending from her center midfield position. Sub here, Schulte coming off. Excuse me, Raylan Turnbull coming off for Fort Madison. Emma Sanad back in. She's got it here off the throw-in immediately. Challenged by Anderson. Will boot it clear. It hits off of Broody. Won by Luna Cuevas. Plays it forward for Carter. Can Carter get another run in here? Hooked back forward to the feet of Wolf. Hadley Wolf gets the 1-2, has a little bit of space here, dances around one defender. It's Hadley Wolf, cuts into the box. Teagan Sanad's on it now. The shot comes in, saved by Flannery. Teagan Sanad just trying to flick that toward net with her right foot. But the leading goal scorer, again, cannot beat the Washington backup keeper. Hadley again. Fouled that time by Anamata. And now Menke can loft a free kick in here. Is this the chance for Ford Madison? Ticking toward 2:30 to play. Menke hits it hard toward Flannery's net, and it's all the way in! Unbelievable! Hallie Menke, what a strike! That was a good 35, 40 yards out. And Fort Madison takes a narrow 1-0 lead in the closing stages. Heartbreaker there for Washington. 2:37 to play. What a strike from Menke. And Ford Madison, it was just a beautifully hit ball. Menke had been electing to put a lot of those toward goal rather than try and cross them in, and I wonder if the sun maybe got in Flannery's way there, couldn't quite read it correctly or tip it over the crossbar, and it finds the back of the net. And can Washington dig deep here? It has been a heck of an effort from them all game, but they certainly don't want a loss resulting from this. They've got to throw in here. 2 minutes to play. Gonna have to commit everything to attack here. Anderson, quick throw. Rangel back in for Washington. It's won back by Vaughn. How many times have we said that today? Ball deflected by Murphy and a handball, free kick with just over 90 seconds to play. Menke will take her time, and Ford Madison looking like they are going to shockingly escape Washington Wellness Park with a win. Tegan Sanad, Fort Madison will just elect to hold it in their final third for as long as they can, entering toward the final minute. Sanada, smart play there. Probably going to try and go to the corner. That is often the strategy in this stage of the game. Run to the corner and hold it for dear life. Just time waste as you see Sanad not in the corner, but trying to do that here. Washington just have to break out. Under a minute to go. And Sanad trying to burst forward with it, clattered into Mata. It'll be a free kick. Washington got to go quick, though, here. Mata plays it long. Peggy Miller. Broody trying to carry it forward and get it toward Murphy. It just hasn't gotten to her feet quite enough today. 30 seconds to play. Bailey Vaughn, one of her bruising runs just to try and tick time off the clock. Challenged by Carter. Carter trips, falls. Vaughn will just hoof it toward the goal line. Stays in play. Murphy has to clear it upfield, and Fort Madison on a stunning strike from Hallie Menke is going to survive here. It was a much different result on the score sheet than Thursday night, but still the same in the loss column for Washington. A heartbreaker for the Demons at home, but it is Fort Madison escaping with a 1-0 victory. We'll come back in just a few moments with the post-game show. Again, your final from Washington Wellness Park. Fort Madison 1, Washington 0.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
My name is Levi Lyle. I have lived in Kyoto my entire life, but I've been an organic farmer for about a decade. Truly, the reason to do business locally is because of the joy and fulfillment that comes in relationships. Coming to Professional Proteins is an opportunity to work with good people.
Kick it with Fairway all soccer season long with all the spring deals and variety you're looking for. Stay in the game with all the fresh deals and snacks to fuel your championship season. Make Fairway your home field advantage. Here at The Morning Breath, we start every morning with style and grace. Engaging you with thoughtful and critically thinking topics to start your day.
Did you know that Pop-Tarts are like horrible for you?
While always maintaining a professional and family-friendly environment.
John, you're no longer a virgin.
Oh, and all the other stuff.
Flowers. Yes, read the bottom. We talk on all over the world. Out of
There's another word for that, Peter. What do we call that?
Cold.
It is cold. It's going to get
Weekdays at 7:15, only on the Southeast Iowa Video Network Facebook and YouTube page.
Welcome back to Washington Wellness Park. This is the Mitch King Farm Bureau Financial Services post-game show where your final score, the home side kept off the score sheet, Fort Madison winning 1-0 over Washington in a much, much different result than 24 hours ago. Jack Knowlton with you here in the broadcast setup. And, well, it was an interesting game given the circumstances. These two teams just played at Fort Madison on Thursday night. The Bloodhounds were able to roll at home 9-1, but it was a heck of an effort in the return fixture back at Washington here today. The Demons, despite not getting the win, which will be, of course, their frustration, they're all competitors. They want to get the win or at least have escaped with a draw at home. Unable to do so. It was a heartbreaking moment for them with 2 minutes to play. A heck of a shot, though. Have to give credit to Hallie Menke, the junior captain, in midfield for Fort Madison. Struck it from about 40 yards out, and it just floated into the top of the net right under the crossbar. Kate Flannery was in for Allie Medley, and net had a great game. Just couldn't track that one down. It was, you're looking in the sun in the second half with the way Washington was going, and just unfortunate there to not come away with a better result. But if you're Coach Mason Quigley, it's where you have to be the motivator now for your side and just get them going. Still 2 games remaining for the Demon girls soccer team. Still a chance to bounce back. Plenty of positives to take away. I thought Angeline Anderson was once again brilliant in midfield. Some really good play defensively. Anna Mata, her usual self with the challenges. Thought Bailey Vaughn for Madison played well herself in defense to just try and keep the ball off of the feet of Maya Murphy. Jossie Carter as well. Just couldn't quite get enough forays forward. Had just one corner in the game. Couldn't take advantage of any free kicks, Washington, and just unable to get on the score sheet, but still a heck of an effort. This is the leading side in the SEC in scoring with 56 goals. They have Tegan Sonat, who has 25. It kept her off the score sheet. She's ahead by 11 over any other player in this league, and was frustrated at times for sure by this Washington defense. But in the end, still a loss for the Demon girls soccer team. They'll have to bounce back heading into their final week before postseason play gets underway. We'll sign things off there. We have one more game, or another game next upcoming on the 12th of May. It is the girls soccer team again will be in action against Keokuk with a chance to bounce back. Keokuk last in the SEC where things currently stand, so a potential get-right game for Washington. But we'll sign things off here for Peter Camp, our great producer. I'm Jack Knowlton. This has been the Mitch King Farm Bureau Financial Services postgame show. Again, your final from Washington Wellness Park. Fort Madison Bloodhounds 1, Washington 0. We will see you next time.